Hello, welcome back to the Spotlight, the Creator Spotlight here on the Spotlight on Fightful. I didn't get my own intro correct. I'm still Jeremy Lambert. That is still Steven Jensen. And below us, two men back on the show, two-time guests on the show from Championship District Wrestling from the Nightmare Factory. They got an event Sunday, October 16th. It is Championship District Wrestling. It is I was going to say the Diamond Championship match, but that is Diamond Sheik against Carly Bravo. And the main event is Diamond Sheik. It is Jameson Ryan. How you guys doing?
Good, man. Good. Semi-main. Main event, Nick Camarado and Psycho Boy Fodder. Second of all, let me cut you off right there. It's not Jameson Ryan. It's head coach of Body Guy University, Post Malone, Flex Luger, Arnold Pumpinator,
Jacked Jameson Ryan.
All right. Next time, send me the intro card so I can get it right.
You gotta be on top of this stuff, all right?
Yeah.
Too busy at the gym.
Look, and I will say the last time we had you guys on, after I talked to both of you, Diamond Sheik became my favorite wrestler. So to me, he is always the main event. All right?
That's fair.
We'll start this feud right now. Jack Jameson Ryan.
All right.
That's fair. Hey. Okay. So this is a good segue right into a good starting point for this. Okay. Last time you guys were on here, before we talked to y'all, there was a lot of beef, right? A lot of like social media beef between you two. And like you guys came on our show and you guys were going back and forth the entire time. And I tune in to Championship District Wrestling, the inaugural show, and I see you guys have been in cahoots the entire time. Like, wait a second, explain to us. Yeah, this is you swerved all of us.
It's not a swerve. It's not cahoots. It's literally just business. That's all it is. There was a means to an end. There was an easy way to do it. There was money involved. There was people involved, and we got the results we wanted. And that's the end of the story.
You know, we in the business like to call that getting worked.
Yeah, you guys worked us.
So how did it come together that you guys were working together? When did it start that, hey, let's pull won't call it a swerve, but pull to work on everybody? Who reached out to who of like we should do this, and we'll throw everybody off the track here thinking we got issues with each other?
Can I take this one? Listen, first of all, just putting it out there, Jameson Ryan is my best friend. You'll hear that a lot. He's my best friend. And when these two guys, TSF, started talking about my best friend and how they were better than him, and Brandon the Bull Bullock, who is also, what is his title? What is his official title, Jameson?
Assistant head coach of Body Guy University.
That's right. Assistant.
The Bull God, Brandon the Bull Bullock.
That's right. When they were saying they were better than them, well, both of us decided at the same time that we're not going to let that stand.
Yeah.
Okay.
Best friends. TSF stands for two stupid friends. And
you know what? It's the second best 3-letter tag team in all of the Southeast. I'll give them that. Second best. First, obviously, BGU. Got to be, right? So when they were dodging BGU left and right, no matter which territory we were in, no matter which ring we came to, when TSF was on the card, they found some way to weasel out of their match. So you know what? We made it super easy. Paid them some money, acted like I was going to hire them for my team, and then we gave them the BGU business, didn't we, buddy?
I tell you, there's no way to weasel your way out of a BGU beatdown, all right?
Is this a 50-50? Is this a 50-50 partnership? Like nobody's name is in front of each other, that you guys go get 50-50 on all the profits here?
I like to put his name on top of mine. That's just because he is the bigger name. You know, he's the manager with All Elite Wrestling.
I just like to be on top. I'm a bigger guy. You know what I mean?
So he's up there. But it is 50-50. We are equal partners, but I do like to put his name at the top billing because Diamond Sheik.
Just to break it down for you, though, I own 25% of the company. Jameson owns 25% of the company. The company itself, District, which is the venue and the organization of Championship District Wrestling, is a sole entity. They also own 50%. So just letting you know, it is 50-50. For the most part,
they let us do what we want. They don't really care what
of course.
We get away with some things that maybe we shouldn't, but, you know, there's no commissioner, there's no manager, so we do what we want.
Yeah, so speaking of, the production, I think, has been really nice that you guys have put together. Like the way that the venue is set up and the way that it comes across, like on the YouTube channel with like all the different camera angles and stuff. Like it's a really clean looking presentation. You guys have made it look like really badass in that venue, man.
So to touch on the camera angles,
I think the word you're trying to
cameraman for show 2, last show that we just did, and moving forward, We only use Impact Visuals, Impact Palmer, Impact Reels. He's got like 4 or 5 different Instagram accounts, but it's one guy with a camera. He does parkour and CrossFit, and he's just running around. There's Ray, Ali's brother, in the background, just moving around like crazy. He jumps up and down. I was at Southern Honor the other day. He was jumping in between the cages, trying to get the best view for the War Games match they had. He's insane, man. He's BGU all the way just because of how in shape that guy is, nonstop.
Jensen, I think the word that you were trying to find earlier is flawless. Everything we do is flawless.
Yeah,
that's exactly what we aim for. We aim for a flawless product. A product, when you look at it, you can't find any flaws. It's just enjoyable. It's good entertainment, and it's good money. That's all we aim for.
As long as we're talking about production too, real quick, Desi, Dio Photos, she does a great job with all of our pictures. Commentary team, Brandon and Gerard, best commentary team out there that's not currently on TV. Might even be able to replace some of those guys too, if I'm being honest. Our commentary team is flawless once again.
100%. And we have a show director. We have a show director, Dean Hiram. He's also a wrestler trained at the Nightmare Factory, but he's our show director. He does a great job. He's good. He's the guy behind the scenes putting everything together. He was doing the DJ duties last show. Unfortunately, he won't be here this show, but we've got people to fill in for him. But we have the best production team on any independent show.
One more plug, Uma Lerman, just to get him out there. Our announcer, great guy. Originally a wrestler, he's got some injuries.
Oh yeah,
can't really wrestle anymore. We wanted to get him on the show because everybody loves him. Threw him in the announcer spot. He's killing it.
Oh, the crowd loves Lerman. They love that guy. He's awesome.
I was putting over before we came on air here the match graphics that you guys have on your Twitter, because I see a lot of independent shows and a lot of them look very thrown together. You guys, these are great. These are flawless match graphics here.
Thank you so much. The guy who designs them is actually based out of India. I wish I could say his tag. I actually don't know, unfortunately, how to pronounce it. But if you go to any of our match graphics, he's tagged in all of them. I would definitely suggest hitting him up if you have a independent wrestling show or any kind of wrestling show and you need graphics done. He does phenomenal work.
I was going to look up the tag here, but I don't know if I'll be able to pronounce it.
It's quite a tag, yeah. I honestly, I was just being real with everyone, but if you go to any of our graphics and tap on him, his tag will pop up.
There you go. Yeah, hit him up for match graphics. These are great. Don't try to take anybody else with the production team here. They're all part of the flawless team over at Championship District Wrestling.
Right.
I was saying flawless like the diamonds that you guys do. So that's
100%.
How it's gotta be.
100%.
What was the feedback from the first show, whether it was from wrestlers, whether it's from fans, people backstage, like what kind of anything where like, hey, maybe we could have done this, maybe we could have changed this, or everything here was great. Well, we should do this again.
The only negative that I have personally, I've loved both shows so far. I thought every match was awesome. I thought everybody's been killing it on all levels. The only thing about the last show that both of us didn't like, we didn't have our radios. So the time was way too long. The show was too long. The live show was way too long. The YouTube show was too long. We're aware of that. It's not like we don't know that.
Little over 3 hours, right, for the second show?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Correct.
And that's just on the YouTube. So live, it was a lot longer. It was a long day. But that crowd stayed, and the crowd was into it from start to finish. The crowd didn't seem to care how long it was. But for us personally, we know it's got to tighten up. It won't be an issue again. We got our radios. We'll hit our times. The show will be under 3 hours. That was just way too long. But that's just the only personal note that I have as far as the show going. Everything else, it's been great feedback. We have almost 10,000 views on both shows on YouTube already. It's only 2 shows. Our social media is growing. We're almost at 10,000 followers already. We've only had it for 2-3 months, I think it is.
2 months, yeah. 2.5 months.
I mean. Oh, go ahead, Don.
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
So all I wanted to add is that Jameson and I are both trained at the same place, which is the Nightmare Factory. And we were trained, as part of our training is not just a wrestling, like a physical training, it's a mindset training, right? So if you ever ask us if there's something about our show that we want to fix or something wrong, we will always say yes. There's always room to improve. And nobody's perfect, and that's the only way to get better. So we will constantly be putting out a better product than last time. Just want to say that for anybody that's watching or anybody that is following along with us here, you'll always see something better than you experienced last time.
And I think I'm glad you brought that up because it's a trend I've noticed from quite a few of the the trainees of the Nightmare Factory, this like entrepreneur, I can't even say the word entrepreneurial, like spirit that's kind of like ingrained in y'all, as far as like Baron Black with Battle Slam being a good example. Like you guys are like doing some really high production stuff that's already, catching a lot of buzz, and I feel like it. I don't know. Can you speak any more to that, as far as like just seeing kind of like your peers being so successful, not just as like wrestlers, but also like forming these companies and like doing stuff bigger than just them for, just for themselves in wrestling, if that makes sense.
I'm sure Jameson will tell you this too, but we like to use our own people. We like to use people that train at the Nightmare Factory. We were all trained to be good workers and to be reliable. And everybody there has the potential to go really far in the business. I'm gonna let Jameson take it from there.
As far as the entrepreneurial, I can't say it either. But as far as that goes, like I know Casey Rocker, who's a big part of our show. He's gonna be on all of our shows. He's getting over with NWA now. He's got matches all the time. He's winning on NWA. He's being trained by formerly Damian Sandow there, Aaron Stevens. And I know he is looking into starting up his promotion as well down in Florida. So it's something QT has always told everybody. There's more than one way to get a job in wrestling. So to only have a mindset of being one specific thing can only hold you back, because there's so many other opportunities through different avenues that you can go down to get a job in professional wrestling, which can always lead to other opportunities to do other stuff too.
I'm just going to take this a second to put over Jameson. If you guys like any of our storylines or anything we're doing with anybody in the show, that's all Jameson, to be honest with you. He's not just a wrestler. He's the best booker I know. He has great ideas. He has a great heart, great spirit. He wants to entertain more than anything else. So that's, he's not just a wrestler. If anybody needs a good writer or anybody to like put on a show for them, help put a show together, Jameson would be that guy 100%.
Big sports entertainer guy here.
There you go. So I was actually going to direct this question at Sheik, but now I'm going to direct it towards Jameson. But I want answers from both of y'all, because this is a very important question. Something I wrote down the second I saw it on your second show. You guys, all right. I knew you guys had involvement from one of my favorite childhood wrestlers, Ernest the Cat Miller. Okay, but I didn't expect to see the Ayatollah in action.
So
that
go ahead. I'll actually throw to Sheik.
Oh, okay. Let's go. I just want to hear all how that came together, and just kind of his like openness to doing like the different character, and just kind of how that all kind of came about.
I will say Ernest has been very open to doing anything. He just wants to help out, and he helps out over at the Nightmare Factory. Sometimes he's helped train a lot of people, so he's very willing to just get on the show and do whatever we need him to do.
What's great about Ernest is, just like I said about Jameson, they just want to entertain. They want to put on a good product. They want to be, as watchable as possible, and just make sure the crowd really feeds into it and the crowd loves what's going on. So when we gave Ernest this idea of the Ayatollah coming back from the wrestler movies, he was like, okay, if we do it, it's not Ernest. Ernest is a different guy. The Ayatollah is a different guy. So as you saw when he came out in show 2, that wasn't Ernest the Cat Miller. Ernest Cat Miller actually left the building because he couldn't wrestle. His lethal weapons weren't insured under our insurance policy. We're not trying to kill anybody. We're trying to have a wrestling match. It's not a death match.
3-time karate champion, man.
Yeah, 3-time karate champion, dangerous dude. So he had to hit the bricks. And then my client, the Ayatollah, who loves me and treats me like a son, came just because I asked him to. That's how much he said. I gotta be where? Surrounded by who? That's disgusting. But I'll do it for you. So, I had to send the limo to the airport. It was a private jet flight overseas. Besides that, I put a little money in his pockets just for doing the favor. But, that's how we got the Ayatollah, long and short of it.
Okay, we got one more follow up for that. And Jeremy, I wanted you to get your questions in, trust me. But I have these Ernest the Cat Miller questions. There's something I needed to bring up that I thought is an absolute travesty, because I'm a big action figure collector. As you can see, I have like signed WCW figures behind me and stuff. And I'm really into that action figure collecting. I have not been able to find one Ernest the Cat Miller or Ayatollah action figure of any kind. Not
That's
one.
Like bought them all.
Him, yeah. I if he didn't buy them all, I did. But anyways, it's it's the same thing with Glacier, who's also one of our trainers. Ray Lloyd. Glacier, I think, at least got like some sort of Hot Wheels made of him. Back when Yeah, back when WCW was around, but
he has a micro brawler now, like a more current micro brawler.
Yeah, recently he did tell me that there was something in the works, and it might have been that micro brawler. But anything could happen, and especially with the resurgence of wrestling in the South and what we're doing and the show we're putting on. I know people have reached out to me to do my figures. I'm sure they've reached out to Jameson to do his. So I can only imagine if
but you think they would? I look like an action figure,
dude. Yeah, very toyetic body.
Hit me
absolutely.
Up.
It'd be so easy to make you. Yeah. But I mean, you might see something in the near future. So don't. All hope is not lost.
When it comes to the training at the Nightmare Factory, we know Cody, we know QT, great wrestlers, but as has been stated, also a mind like outside of wrestling. So we know you get the in-ring training at the Nightmare Factory, and you guys have talked about doing other stuff. I mean, you're running your own promotion. Is there that type of training there where is it a course there, or do you just pull those guys aside or somebody else aside and be like, hey, can you give us pointers on this? Like, I'm basically asking, is there more training than just in-ring kind of stuff at the Nightmare Factory? Because that's typically all we hear about.
I mean, I didn't go through the camps, so I'll let Ali talk about what they do in the camps. I started before the camp started with just QT and Ray. But I know for doing this show specifically, I went to QT because District had asked me if we wanted to do a show, if I wanted to run a show. And I didn't know what I was doing. So I went to QT and asked him if he wanted to do the Nightmare Factory shows there, because they can't really do them out of where they were. And they definitely can't do them where they were, not where they are now. And he told me, he was like, I could, but you could just do it, which was, I think we talked about this the first time we were on. And it was just like, what do you mean I can do this? I can't do this. And he was like, no, you can. If I have questions, I can hit him up anytime, and he's happy to answer. Everybody there is very willing to help. They want to see us succeed because we're their students. So it looks better on them the better we do. So it makes sense that they want to help us do better.
Yeah, I didn't know if she wanted to elaborate on that at all.
Did you guys catch what he said?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I thought we were having some connection issues with Sheik. I could tell you couldn't hear what we were saying.
That's all right. It's back to the Jameson Ryan show.
Dude, all right, Jameson. So how did you get so swole?
Hey, I've been lifting since I was 12 years old. All right, I eat chicken and rice every day, chicken and beef every day. It takes about 3 or 4 hours at the gym every day. Oh, he's back. He's gonna cut me off.
You're gone for 3 seconds. This guy's already talking about his body. I mean, I asked the question to be fair though.
Go ahead and finish up, bro.
I mean, I went today. I was there for about 4 hours. I did the tanning bed. I do the hydro bed. I do the lay down bed, the UV thing, the shakes your whole body, the total body thing. If you ever go to Planet Fitness, do a big chest day. No, it's all right. We won't talk about it. We can talk about that later.
You're telling me I can lay in bed for 4 hours and get that body?
It's a bed. It's not the bed you want, but.
Okay. All right. But yeah. To backtrack a little bit, you were talking about if there's any sort of like entrepreneurial classes or anything outside of in-ring training at the Nightmare Factory, correct?
Yeah.
So I just want to go out and say, first of all, right now it's called Nightmare Fitness, and Nightmare Factory is part of Nightmare Fitness. They've expanded their brand.
We did move to McDonough. I work there now as well. Personal training, memberships, anything you need, hit me up.
That's right.
You can get trained by the head coach of Body Guy University now. That's a real thing. You can come to Nightmare Fitness, and the head coach of BGU will train you to look like BGU. You won't get in. We're not accepting. Parker Lee messed that up for everybody. We stopped doing exceptions, but I'll train you how to look like it. Go ahead, Sheik.
There you go. No, you're good, man. And so like Jameson said, he would have been like class 0 of the Nightmare Factory because he was there just before all the camp started.
That's
and
right.
whatnot.
No class. Me and Bull, no class.
That's right. They have no class, and they're proud. So they they do encourage, like you said, I think it was Jensen maybe that said the word ingrained, right? When it was talking about the people from the factory having something in them to want to be more than just an in-ring performer. And I think that a lot of that is true. We do have it ingrained, and I think it's the atmosphere is more kind of like you can really approach Cody and QT and say, hey, I have these ideas. What do you think of them? And do you think that I could do it properly? And they actually offer guidance and help more than you would think. It's not in like an official course that goes along with the training, but they're very open to our ideas and like our goals and what we could do, like to tap into our potential outside of the ring as well.
Plus, you want to talk about being ingrained in us to be entrepreneurs. We're being trained by two of the biggest entrepreneurs in wrestling. These guys
100%.
not stop the both of them, QT and Cody. They're opening up new businesses. They're doing new ventures. You know, QT worked his way from talent on Ring of Honor to being the vice president of AEW.
Vice
Cody
president.
Rhodes' history is obvious. Everybody's seen that in front of their faces.
Oh, he made the biggest. He made the biggest business move of 2022, if you ask me. Out of every wrestler, I don't care what list you watch. I don't care what top 10 or whatever. Cody Rhodes is number one always in my heart for doing what he did because he made a business move and it flipped the wrestling world upside down when he did it.
That makes two of his time and Sheik. Cody Rhodes is number one in my heart as well.
Yeah,
I love Cody Rhodes. I'm a massive fan. Speaking
Great
of,
guy.
Alan in my soul, this energy.
Let's go. Okay, so I mean, I have to ask. Have you guys been seeing him around and like how's he looking in recovery?
I saw him the other week. He just came by just to do some things in the office. He looks great, man. He looks great.
You can catch him on his Instagram, see a little bit of his PT process, and he's recovering. He's doing well. I actually had the honor to go to his house the other day, just to like catch up with him and talk some shop about district and a few other things. And you know, he's doing great. Brandy's doing great. Libby's doing great. The whole family's doing great. Pharaoh and Yeti are good too. You know, coach is doing great. He'll be back sooner than you think, hopefully.
Is there any chance that he'll be at any of these district shows in person?
I can tell you this. If he is, most likely you won't know.
Okay, that's fair enough. I mean, I understand that too. I totally understand that. But that's awesome knowing that, you know, obviously I assumed he would be supporting y'all on that, but it's good to know that he's, you know, helping y'all out and answering questions, and you're that close that you're able to go to his house and get advice like that and stuff. That's awesome.
Him and QT both, man. Honestly, both of them have been our biggest supporters and biggest help, like having them at our backs to kind of like push us up. And especially like when Jameson and I ran a first show, we don't know what it takes to run a show. You know, there's so many moving parts and pieces. And now I feel like just 2 shows in, we're like, okay, you know, we're a week out. We have A, B, C, and D covered. It's going to be so much easier the day of because we've been through it twice now. And I feel like we're just becoming super professional at running a show.
Yep. And everybody, obviously Cody and QT are more than willing to help out. Billy Gunn even helps coach over at Nightmare Fitness now, Nightmare Factory. And he actually ended up coming to our first show. People don't know this because nobody got to see him.
He was back there.
He was there, and he actually he made a comment like nobody asked him to do anything, and which is like just goes to show how willing everybody is to help out. That like, you know, in our heads it was like, well, we don't want to.
Yeah, we're not gonna disturb. You know,
like, why didn't anybody ask me to do anything?
We were like, oh snap! I guess we got to ask you to do something. So hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Which is great for me because BGU was basically just jacked DX.
I love that.
Jack DX, which Billy Gunn is Jack DX.
Does that make me the ninth wonder?
Can we delete
that?
So
Well, have you guys scissored Daddy ass? Now I have to know.
No, I'm too nervous. I don't want to ask him. It's
maybe next time I see him, because now National Scissoring Day has been inaugurated. You know,
yeah. Maybe next time at training when like I'm selling, I'll just roll around a little too close where his hand is, and I'll just in there.
Gotcha.
Forceful scissor.
Gotcha. Surprise scissor. Yeah.
Surprise scissor.
Surprise.
Yeah. Sneak attack scissor. Ha! Got him. Yeah.
I think the availability that Cody and QT have are just as important as just any type of course that they can offer. The fact that they are willing and to give you advice pretty much anytime you ask is just as valuable as like, hey, let's have a course, and then once you do the course, that's it. No, you've learned everything, and we're not going to come back to that. So it's good that QT is taking on so many roles in AEW, and Cody is one of the busiest men in wrestling, that they still offer so much availability to you guys. Like that's just great to hear as a wrestling fan.
It's not even just us too. It's just us running the show. It's literally everybody they train. They're always very open and willing to help out. They'll answer any questions. They always have time for everybody.
I want to ask, you mentioned him earlier, the co-main event. My man Diamond Sheik's in the main event. Nick Camaroto. Who is dressing this man now? Is it you, Sheik? Because like
I think that might be Two Dimes.
Listen, I took Nick to one Louis Vuitton. All right, just one, and I just wanted to show him what the other side lives like, you know. And now He's just gone crazy with it. I don't know if you've seen it. He calls himself Nicky Boy, wears a little fur boa, got like
well, he's been hanging out with Cole Carter. Cole was recently in the Mafia.
Cole's one of my boys too, man. But like, Nick's just coming into his own thing, and I think it's becoming a really like a good thing for him, and everybody's wanting to see where he goes with it. And I'm going to tell you this: the man is hilarious. Actually, if you know him in real life, he's a really good sport. He's a good dude, and he knows how to have a good time. So maybe that'll come out, and you'll see that more.
And speaking of the opposite of that, Psycho Boy Fodder is not a good dude. He is not nice, not about a good time.
Let me tell you, this guy, I hit him with the belt by accident, in that gauntlet match, and I kind of steer clear of him backstage now because I already know that if I get too close, it's like, you put a finger out, the shark's going to chop it off. So.
Yeah, ever since then, man, those control your narrative guys, they're not too happy around the backstage and locker rooms. They got their own thing going on. We still book them. We bring them in. I'm still cool with them. Sheik's a little off. The rest of the roster got their issues with them. They're a little hostile right now. We're trying to keep things cool with the CYN guys, but we'll see. We'll see what
One of them we have to suspend him. I don't know if you saw, but he snuck a materials to do a fireball.
The fireball. You guys see the fireball?
We didn't prove that at all. We do security checks on all the bags. I don't know.
Real and raw. August Artois. This man. He was sweet talking us the whole time, bringing him in. Fodder was hyping him up. Great dude. And he brings a fireball. Shoots Frankie Phil, one of the dicks, dudes in kimonos, right in the face. With
I have to pay. I have to pay for his hospital bill. I have to pay for Frankie's hospital bill. Poor guy. He can't see out of one eye now.
Oh, the whole building smelled like just burnt dick.
Yeah. Horribly burnt dude in kimono just everywhere. Just the odor of it. Just bad. Like silk. Yeah, silk and dick. That's all I can say is what it smelled like. Burnt silk and dick. Yeah.
There you go. Flawless transition. And I mean, Sheik, I want to talk about your title match here in just a second, because that's obviously a very important part of the show coming up.
The main event.
Yes. The main event. Jeremy Lambert.
Yes.
Jeremy's like, after the Sheik wrestles, I'm going home. I don't care what happens.
Yeah, everybody, whatever. You might have a big surprise in the advertised main event. Doesn't matter. Once Sheik wrestles, I'm out.
I'll tell you this, you Mark, Jeremy, stick around, okay? There's some good stuff for you. You'll smile from ear to ear. But yes, let's talk about
anybody but Jeremy. Anybody but Jeremy, stick around.
Well, before we get to Harley, I also want to shout out that I heard. If my mind serves me correctly, I think it was during the MJF interview on Ariel Helwani's show. He was talking about the Diamond Ring, and I believe he brought your name up on that show, if I remember correctly. Which that's got to be cool. Like I always see like your name coming up with like rappers or like people who you're their jeweler. It's just really cool, like seeing your name pop up like outside the wrestling world like that.
On a little tour here while you talk and show.
Sure, yeah, you could show them. This is my second home where Jameson is right now.
It's working at Lux right now.
Mm-hmm. This is what I built. That's the store right there.
Nice.
I don't know if you could flip it around or show you guys, but
you get the idea.
Yeah, that's so true.
But yeah, so MJF and I are very close as far as our personal relationship goes. I made that Dynamite Diamond Ring. And it was a third iteration of the ring. I don't like to bury anybody, but whoever made the first two did a shitty job, and it was a horrible ring. The third ring.
Not flawless.
That's a good headline right there. I love it. I like that.
The third ring blows it out of the water, okay? It's valued at $125,000. All real diamonds, all real gold. There's a video of me diamond testing it with a legitimate diamond tester, mind you, not one of the fake ones that all these Instagram influencers like to use in the middle of a mall. It's an actual real diamond tester you could buy for $350. You have to go to a jewelry broker website to buy it. Made that for MJF. He loved it so much that he had the ring around for about a month. He pulls me to the side and goes, "Hey man, I want you to make an engagement ring for me." I can talk about it now because it's already happened. So that's two rings actually made that MJF is in possession of. But yeah, he's good to me. I don't know if I could say he's a good dude because he's not everybody's cup of tea. But definitely salt of the earth as much as I'm concerned.
And Josh Allen jersey in Buffalo, which really pissed me off a lot. But
hey, like I said, he's not gonna be everybody's favorite wrestler, but I like the guy, and he's been nothing but nice to me. So That's all I can speak about it. But yeah, I did create that ring. Lux Jewelers, my company, created that ring, and it was my idea. I pitched it to Cody, and Cody's like, "Can you do that in 15 days?" Because we were 15 days out. It was at a dark taping in Orlando that I pitched it to him, and it was December 1st, I believe, or something like that. He's like, "We're like 15 days out from winter is coming. Can you do it in that time?" And I said, "Hell's yeah, I can do it. I'm the best there is. Don't even worry about it." Got it done. Got the contract made.
Kind.
That's right.
Handmade, lifetime warranty. Come by, Mall of Georgia. I'll hook you up.
Oh, Sheik's internet
for a
is.
second.
All right, back to my workout.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, I'm back now. Yeah.
Okay.
So to answer your question, yes, it did make that ring. He did give me a nice shout out on that podcast. I was listening, and it was great. Yeah, it was fantastic.
Have you been contacted to do the fourth one?
I'm sure I will be soon because I don't know if they're going to do it again at Winter is Coming, but it's around the corner and they know that I do good work. So there you go.
Do you, this is somewhat of a wrestling related question nowadays. Do you think that are you familiar with Logan Paul's impulsive chain that he gave to Aaron Carter? It was like a whole debate, this whole debate about it last year, whether or not they're wearing real diamonds and stuff. Do you think that Logan Paul, not to call him out specifically, I guess, but do you see a lot of that in where you see somebody and you're like, that's so fake, they're flexing and it's so fake?
As a jeweler, having done this since I was 15 years old, what happens and what's being said in my mind is probably not a very good thing, but I've been, brought up to be a professional, so it doesn't ever come out of my mouth. But yes, there are times where I look at something and I know what it is, but everybody has their own situation, and I'm understanding of that. People that shop with me all have their own situation. They all have different ways to get what they need and finance and do whatever they need to do. What I can say about Logan Paul is that if you've seen the chain that he wore to WrestleMania or to one of his boxing matches, it's the chain that you could load a graded Pokemon card into. Right. It has a Pokeball on it and everything. My cousin here in Atlanta, his name is Sonny the Jeweler. He actually made that chain for Logan Paul. So I know I can say without a shadow of a doubt that all the stones and the gold on that chain are legitimate for sure, 100%. The impulsive chain, not sure who made it, but there's a lot of, I like to call them foolers. There's a lot of foolers out there that pretend to be jewelers. So
see, in that particular situation, if mine's heard me correct, I believe it was more about so Aaron Carter traded change with Logan Paul, and I think there was a lot more debate on whether or not Aaron Carter's chain was real or not. And I'm sure there's a lot of but anyway, I just figured I'd ask you about that because I thought that was something that was interesting. Just from your perspective, knowing that everything you do is as professional, as it gets, just kind of seeing, I'm sure you see a lot of that, on the flip side as well. So.
100%. I know a jeweler in Atlanta who's being sued by 3 different artists because he was supposed to commission them pieces in diamonds and he used moissanites. So, that's some people try to cut corners like that just to make a buck. We don't do that. We believe that you should pay the price for what you want. And that's what we charge you. We sit down with you every step of the way. If you guys ever need a custom piece done, we'll sit down with you and go through everything, all the options with you, and completely understand what you're getting. That's
awesome. Well, and speaking of getting the best, that diamond belt that's on the line, Carly Bravo, give us your thoughts. How you been preparing? Is this guy a major threat to your title? I think he is. I've seen a lot of his work. Got to see him live at Battle Slam a few times. Very impressive guy. Seen some of his AEW work. Captain Sean Dean, him and they doing good work together. So what's your preparation, kind of your thoughts going into this match? Because I mean, not only is it's one thing to lose a championship, it's another thing to lose a championship that valuable.
Sure. Jameson, did you have something to say real quick?
Just to throw in quick plug, the Infantry, Sean Dean and Carly Bravo will be at CDW next month. So Championship District Wrestling, the Infantry, Sean Dean and Carly Bravo.
There you go.
That's our November show. Yeah, November 27th, I believe the date is right now. But let me get back to the topic. How did it happen? Like I said, Jameson and I, we are 50% of the company. There's another 50% that Carly Bravo had his people call in and basically say that he wants a title shot. And they thought, just like you did, you've seen his work ethic, you've seen what he can do, and they thought that he deserved a shot. But me being part owner in the company, I said, listen, we can give them a shot. I understand that it's a draw. It's going to sell tickets. I get it. But we have to do it under Sheik's rules. And they said, well, what are Sheik's rules? And I said, I'll send you the black and white. You can read them yourself. So Jameson and I, we were at work one day, and Jameson asked me what the Sheik's rules were. I'll give you a few of them. I don't want to give them all away. We'll go more into it on the day of. But first of all, one rule that I really like is that you cannot strike with a closed fist. Okay? This isn't a punching match. It's a wrestling match. You got to open up that fist. Open palm strikes only. All right? Another rule that I like is that he cannot go through the middle rope or over the top rope or jump off the top rope to attack me, and I can't do that to him either. All right? That will be disqualified. Fair. Yeah, it's not gymnastics. It's wrestling. All right? So you could land perfectly. You're not going to get a 10 from me. You're going to get out because you got disqualified, So that's, we got a few rules that we got to stick to make sure it stays fair and even in a wrestling match, and that he doesn't get to do all the crazy stuff that he usually likes to do. If he wants to wrestle me and beat me in a wrestling match, he can try to do that, but that's as far as it's going to go.
I like these rules. I like not going off the top rope. Very old school WCW. Come off the top rope, DQ. Not having any of that. It's
an iteration of Watt's rules that my coach QT used to use, but I got a few extra ones put in there just in case he tries to get funny or smart. You won't be able to do that. Yeah, a little something up the sleeve.
Now, how's the training with Jameson been going? Like the cardio good? You look in great shape. How's the training been going?
It's been going good, man. I've been lifting a lot of food into my mouth, which he actually told me to do because he said you need calories to burn calories. So Jameson eats more than me, actually. He eats way more than I do, but he eats better. He eats better than me too. So
people ask me what my secret is in my diet. I eat a whole family bag of Doritos from Costco at least once a week.
At least once a week. At least. Okay. Hey, Taco Bell. This guy goes apeshit. Just
Taco Bell. I had that.
What's your Taco Bell order?
Yeah,
give me your Taco Bell order.
Steak quesadilla, cheesy gordita crunch, and a crunch wrap supreme.
Okay, I'm cheesy gordita crunch guy right here every time. Yes, sir.
Crunch wrap, yeah. Crunch wrap is tremendous.
Sheik, what's your Taco Bell order?
Yeah.
Hey, those Dorito Tacos Locos, substitute the beef for chicken. Get that sour cream out of there. That sounds like a good day to me.
Those are very good too.
Yeah, I love it. Jameson, this Sunday, what do you got going on, man? What's the future of Body Guy University looking like?
Oh, well, we got a big tag gauntlet going on. There's nothing really at stake in this tag gauntlet per se. It's just for bragging rights, but Championship District Wrestling being the promotion that it is, taking off. We got people from all over hitting us up now. People from AEW are hitting us up. Recent people that were just in WWE, NXT are hitting us up. We're booking all of them, so we're going to have some huge names coming in over the next couple months. We got people from Ring of Honor, Impact, everything. They're all hitting us up. Everybody wants to be on this show. I'm in a tag team. I'm also in a trio. So for me, it's all about the teams. Big tag gauntlet just to get everybody involved. We want to see who's the best. We want to prove that BGU is the best. So we got a couple of big names in this tournament coming up. We got Culture Inc., Exotic Youth, Top Team. We got the guys from CYN, Control Your Narrative. The Dicks are going to be there without the burnt dick. It'll be JR Miller filling in for Frank. TSF, Two Stupid Friends that we all hate. Hopefully they're out first. The Outrunners, who I'm very excited about bringing in here, recent OVW Tag Team Champions. Outrunners are a big name. I'm looking forward to them coming in. And, of course, BGU. And we just recently added in the Workhorsemen to the group.
Yeah,
they were in our first show. They were on our first show in the main event against the Factory. We're looking forward to having them come back.
They actually contacted us. They're like, hey, we heard you're doing the tag tournament. We want in. We're the Workhorsemen. We want to work that. But, hey, come on through, brothers. We got you.
But again, Sheik's got his Sheik's rules. I did insert one rule into this tag gauntlet, BGU rule. Me and Brandon, me and Coach Bull get to enter the tournament whenever we want. There's a structured order for everyone else, but they don't know when we're going to jump in. So big surprise for somebody.
I would imagine
punch to the face from behind.
I would imagine it would be the last team, but you never know. You never know. Opportunity strikes.
Getting some wins and I get them out of there. We'll see. I might.
That's right.
Yeah,
you
never know.
You do a fantasy draft in like NBA 2K or something, and you could set the draft order. You could start random, but sometimes you might just want to pick a little bit before the first pick or after the first pick. Get the guy you want, and then especially if
Coach Bull is personally, he's been begging me to get in there with top team. He really wants to work those guys, so maybe we'll jump in there with them. I don't know.
I think Culture Inc. is like a really slept on team as well. Like I think they're really, really talented. I've seen more of Eli, like because I've seen like some of his like singles stuff in like Chattanooga and Nashville and stuff, I believe as well. But Malik, I like too. I think that they're really up and coming. I think it's really cool that they're on this show as well. I mean, tag team,
very exciting young tag team. Obviously, we have Kaya Dream. She was on the last show. She's part of Culture Inc. with them, so she's bringing them along this time, and I think they're all going to show out. Speaking of Kaya Dream, she's tag teaming with her opponent from the last show, Hyena Hera against the Renegade Twins, and everybody's looking forward to that match. That match wasn't even going to be a match, but we had so many requests for people to see Kaya and Hyena tag together. They just had such a good natural chemistry in their singles match that people wanted it, so we're giving it to them.
And my girls, the Renegade Twins, said that they want to take them on. So, that's it's going down.
I got to ask, because people will yell at me if I don't, who's been contacting you? Who from WWE TV, from NXT, from AEW?
So I will give you a tease on the person from NXT has not wrestled since leaving WWE. Their match with us will be their first match back to wrestling since WWE programming. And they were NXT Tag Team Champion. And they will be debuting with us in January.
All right. Look at that. Oh, Jensen is thinking. He's going through.
My heart was racing. I was like, Jameson, don't tell them. Don't tell them.
Yes. Now,
I gotta ask.
We have a lot of confidentiality agreements with District that doesn't ruin future shows because they also like to go through a structure of how our shows are laid out. So, we can't reveal everything, but that was good. That was a good hint right there. If you do your homework, you'll be able to figure it out.
I will say more names that we do have debuting coming up in November and December. We have Cody Hall.
Yep.
Scott's son, the last bad guy. Big boy. We're looking forward to bringing him
Huge.
in. Next month, we have Suicide coming in of TNA, Legendary Suicide. We're very excited.
Okay, hold on. But who? But who is Suicide?
Which iteration?
Suicide. There's no. It's just
so okay. Never mind. Yeah. Okay, gotcha. Suicide's coming. Okay, got it.
The Suicide.
The Suicide. I see. The Suicide.
I already mentioned we got Captain Sean Dean coming in to tag with Carly Bravo next month. We have Ray Jazz coming in December, and then we have a few other names that we're not ready to announce yet, but they're going to be big.
I mean, we did talk about this last time, so I will say it. But at any point, the boss could show up. And shit will go sideways. That's all I can say.
That's why I'm sticking around after the true main event in case the boss does show up because
he could show up this show, next show, December, January. He's got a busy schedule, but he told me if the stars align, he'll be there.
That's the nice thing about it, man. I actually had this conversation with QT. Is it started off, and it mostly is a student show. It's for people that haven't gotten opportunities or are looking to get opportunities. But there is, I personally like bringing in some bigger names. I like the bigger talents to come in and mix it up with the students, or not even the students, but the people on the indies that still are trying to find their way and give them some opportunities that maybe they otherwise wouldn't get. And it's worked out really well so far. Everybody's had incredible matches. The show's been great. The wrestling's been awesome. So we're really happy with the way that it's worked out between the mix of talent from top people all the way down to students.
Just one example, great example of the banger we had last show was Khan versus Parker Lee.
Oh, I loved it.
Phenomenal match.
Khan was putting holes in Parker's chest with those chops. Go back and watch. Just the chops, man.
I stepped outside for a second to get some air, and I heard a gunshot, and I ran inside, and I looked Jameson in the face, and I said, "What was that? Do we need to evacuate?" And he goes,
"That was laughing."
Yeah, after he gathered himself, that was Khan chopping Parker Lee in the chest. I was like, "Oh my god." It was crazy.
And the show is on YouTube for everybody out there.
Yes, it won't be live stream, but we load them up in the next day or two. Impact does an awesome job. He has the shows ready to go. He puts out the Instagram clips immediately. So YouTube, it'll be like a day or two and it'll be up.
Really, to be honest with you, if you're in the area and you can make it, come and see the show because you'll see it a day or two before anybody else. You'll see everything happen. You'll see all the spoilers, and there's nothing like it live. If you gentlemen been to our live show?
Jensen has.
Well, I've wanted to. I haven't been able to make it yet. It's tough on Sundays for me sometimes because it's like the one day I have with family, so it's like that's the one day. When it was live, I was watching the live stream. I was staying with y'all when it was like going in and out and like changing around and stuff. I was following along.
We had issues with that.
But
big reason we use Impact now. Big reason we use Impact visuals.
But I would.
It's family time, man. Big fight coming up Thursday.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that in a second. Thank you for reminding me. But no, I appreciate it. And Jameson's reached out about me coming out to the show and stuff, and like it's something that if I'm able to make it, I absolutely will. And if I can't, I'll be sure to still put the links out there and tell people to go support it and everything. Absolutely.
We appreciate you for doing that, but I will say this: if you come, I guarantee one thing: whether you're a wrestling fan or not, you will have a good time. You will 100% have a good time.
We've been getting a lot of non-wrestling fans, and that place is lit from start to finish. They go nuts.
Well, it's cool because it's like the tiered like setup in there where people are like standing like above the ring and stuff. So like even if you aren't a wrestling fan, you go in there, get a couple drinks, and you're just having a good time hanging out. Like it's cool. Like just, you got wrestling right there, like this great presentation. And I love how y'all have like the screen, like that big screen that you can see from like the way like the camera set up. You know, it's really well set up.
Last time the lighting guy wasn't there.
Okay.
This show we have it up. Ali has actually been taking a lot of his own personal time to make everybody custom Titantron, entrance
videos. Yeah.
So that's going to be pretty awesome when that gets going.
Like we said, we're not just in-ring performers. We go beyond that. So I definitely took some time out and took my little tech skills and have been assembling Titantrons and songs, like copyright-free music for people that they could use to give them their identity at CDW. And so when you come in, you'll start to connect with our wrestlers more by that and through their music and their entrances, which is such a big part of wrestling. As you guys know, any favorite wrestler you have, you can imagine their entrance. When their music hits, you go crazy. The glass shattering when Steve Austin comes out, the "If You Smell" when The Rock comes out, any of that stuff, the guitar riffs when DX comes out. It connects you to the wrestlers. So we're going to have a lot of that going on into the future.
That's a big thing for us, like putting these shows together. I didn't want it to be just another indie show where it's like you have your 8 matches, people come out, they have their match, and that's it. When I watch wrestling, I watch Monday Night Raw, I watch SmackDown, I watch Dynamite, I watch Rampage. You think about Nitro. You want to go watch a wrestling show. You want to see what you see on TV. So we want it more TV wrestling based, as opposed to just show up, watch these matches, and go home. We want it to be a full experience where you're coming out to, State Farm Arena and you're sitting down and you're having a 3-hour experience of all wrestling, not just the matches. You get the entertainment factor, you get the lights, you get the music, the sound and all that. You get the people around you, the crowd going nuts, the stories, everything going on outside of the matches other than just the actual wrestling. We want to incorporate everything to give people the most, the best experience possible.
The venue has upgraded their fog machines. They got these crazy hazers that fog up the place. They got these crazy lasers now that go through the fog. They give you this crazy effect. Like we said, the lighting guy wasn't there last time, so show 2, not the best example of what we can do, but show 3, we got everything in full effect. They got these lighted orbs on the ceiling that I'm sure you guys have seen that drop down. So even if you are standing up there and you get kind of a bird's eye view of the wrestling going on, you got these orbs that'll come kind of into your vision and give you this cool effect. So it's an experience, and I think everybody should come and see it at least once.
Yeah, and I can tell even just from the sound you can hear, when you're watching the show on YouTube, you can hear the crowd's they're making noise for most of the show. It isn't people just sitting there not moving or just being what is this? It's people are actually making noise and into the show, which I think is really cool. Jameson, I wanted to make sure to not forget to bring this up. My brother, a boxing trainer out of Atlanta, Georgia, Brian Jensen, shout out to Steel Boxing and Athletics. You have some friends who have some fights coming up. If you want to go ahead and plug that real quick.
Yeah, 2 of my best friends, Joe and Rich. They'll be fighting this Thursday for, Buckhead Fight Night, charity fight night, I believe it is.
Something like that. I always forget the names of those shows, but it's a charity fight.
Corporate fight night.
Yeah. Yep.
So I'll be there cheering them on. They'll win, of course. Joe's undefeated with your brother's help, of course, and Rich will be boxing for his first time, but he's going to win too. These boys are tough, and they'll be at our show on
He's
Sunday.
also undefeated. He's also undefeated.
Yeah, also undefeated.
There you go.
Yeah, 100%.
But they'll be at our show as well on Sunday, cheering us on. So looking forward to it.
Yeah, they were there. I know for the first show, right? Because my brother watched the first show with me on YouTube, and he was like recognizing people that were like in like the front row and stuff.
Yeah. So when we walked out, like I opened up the show, I walked out, and the first person I went over to was Joe and Rich. We're standing right there.
Perfect. Yeah, we also have 2 of our competitors going into an MMA setting on Saturday night at NFC, which is also happening at District. NFC, the people that run that show came and saw our show, and they loved it so much that they're like, we want to showcase some of your talent on our show.
They do the night before us at District. So we're paired up every month. They do the MMA, jiu-jitsu, grappling. They do all kinds of different fight styles on Saturday.
A lot of amateur jiu-jitsu, going on.
Speaking of NFC, the person who won our first ever title match for the Diamond Championship title, Austin Green, will be returning this Sunday to Championship District Wrestling, and he will be returning as the new NFC Fights heavyweight champion. So he is technically double champ. He's coming back, and he's going to have a match against anyone and everyone. He's just going out there, and anybody that wants to get in the ring with him can get beat up by him.
Oh, yeah. I have a gift for Austin Green, which is I'm going to feed him as many bodies as he wants, okay? 2 people could come out, 4 people, 5 people, 10 people. You never know. We're just going to let whoever thinks that they could beat him come out. It's an open challenge. They can come out and go to the ring and try their luck. It could be ring crew. It could be staff. It could be anybody that's on the payroll because they're all insured. They can come out and try to beat Austin Green. Will they beat Austin Green? That's yet to be told. But I know one thing.
This guy, he can't even get fights in MMA because nobody wants.
That's why I'm giving him this gift.
How big of a monster he is. He knocks people out in 30 seconds. It's unreal. Nobody wants to get in the ring with him, so that's why we're doing this. It's just an open issue challenge. Anybody and everybody get in the ring with Austin Green and get knocked out.
We would go into a fight 2 weeks out, 1 week out. His opponent would back out. It's happened to us so many times. Austin he's ready to go, and he can't do anything. And I wanted to reward him. So I said, I called my lawyers. We found some loopholes. They said if you do an open challenge, it doesn't have to be restricted to any weight, any height, any age. You don't have to wait 2-3 weeks. The anticipation won't be there for people to run off and get scared. You could just, issue an open challenge. Whoever comes out, they'll have to go against Austin.
Yeah, I can walk and talk. We're closing up, so I.
It's time to wrap up. Okay, not a perfect timing. Awesome. Well, we would normally ask what the coolest thing in your rooms are. We did that last time. I know that you guys are not probably in the best spots currently.
Jameson's just going to show off the entire showroom.
Jameson's in the coolest room that you've ever been in.
Okay. Sorry. That's very true. Yeah. Hey, show us the coolest diamond.
Show them the picture of MJF with the ring. It's right over there with the Jets bottle. Turn around behind you.
Where we at?
If you go over, walk towards that wall. Look over the showcase. You'll see the Jets bottle. A little bit. Look down. You'll see the Jets bottle. It's a Jets water bottle. You see it? Yeah. There's a picture of me and MJF right there.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. I say Jameson's got the coolest thing we're ever going to show on this show.
Let me get a closer here.
That bottle was also signed by all the defensive linemen of the New York Jets. So that was also that's also a cool thing.
And then right here.
Look at
Very
that.
cool.
There you go.
Guys,
coolest thing in my room is this 120-inch screen right here.
Yeah, that's
with a Sony laser theater projector that they use in cinemas. So
damn,
that's pretty much the coolest thing in my room.
Large, but I can't be surprised. I mean,
this is just my
stars over here. I mean, this is
just my basement in Lawrenceville, Georgia. It's not even my only basement. So it's one of them.
Awesome.
Guys,
real quick, I don't want to hold you guys up too much longer. We've been on here for a minute, but if I could just read through the card real quick.
Yeah, go for it.
So main event, not Sheik and Carly, although in Jeremy's heart it is. Nick Camarado versus Psycho Boy Fodder. We have Diamond Sheik versus Carly Bravo for the Diamond Championship title in a Sheik's Rules match. We have Angelica Risk versus Kelsey Reagan. Vari Morales versus Teriyaki. Dave Stage with Trip Jordy versus Dylan Lesson. Parker Lee versus Caleb Kennedy. versus Randy Wentworth of Snowflake Mountain, Netflix fame. We have Shazza McKenzie versus Caitlin Alexis. We just added to the card today. The tag gauntlet, which we already talked about. We have Noel, who is discovered by David Crockett himself. He's a 6'7" monster athlete who we're looking forward to bringing in. He's going up against the Monster Factory, who's also been acting lately.
He's going up against Jai Cole, is what he was going to say. Jai Cole. I don't know if there's any more matches. Honestly, he has the card. So there we go. We lost you for a second. At Jai Cole, we lost you.
Jameson has the mall Wi-Fi. Yeah.
Mall walk. I gotta get my steps in.
So we lost you at Jai Cole.
Jack, he's been doing some acting lately. He's breaking into Hollywood, but he's trained on the Monster Factory. He's a big boy. So him and Noel, we got to reinforce the ring because those two monsters are gonna tear each other up.
I don't know how Austin and Ben are gonna feel about that because they're.
Oh yeah,
they like to think they're the biggest ones.
I don't want to spoil too much, but we are working on a big man division. It's going to be just all the big horses that we can find on independent wrestling. We'll bring in some people from AEW and Impact, anybody that's got them. The big boys, we want them. 6'5" plus, 300 pounds plus. Bring them all. We want them.
Oh, yeah, I know Anthony Ogogo has done some stuff with y'all. I could see him being a part of that. That'd make a lot of sense.
Oh, Ogogo. We're working on bringing him back. He's over in London. But when we get him back, he's ready to go full Hulk Hogan and take down some of these guys.
There you go. Well, Jameson, let the people know where to find you on social media and all that stuff as well.
Instagram at Pose Malone. On Twitter, it's at Pose Malone, JRY. And then you can also follow the district pages. It's district_wrestling on Instagram. Sheik, I don't know what it is on Twitter. You made that one.
I think it's CDW on Twitter.
Yes, that is, yeah.
That's our email as well, cdistrictw@gmail.com.
Gmail.com.
Email about bookings, any sponsorship opportunities. We are looking for sponsors. Please hit us up. We'll put your shit on everything.
And Sheik, anything left to plug for your own personal stuff as well in the diamond business?
So, if you want to get the best jewelry in the world made, contact @Lux Jeweler on Instagram. That's jeweler without the S at the end. Lux is spelled Luxe. If you want to contact me for bookings or to work on district or whatever, you can contact me at Diamond Sheik on Instagram, at The Diamond Sheik on Twitter. And then, of course, just like last time, I'm going to say it's a tough world out there. If you need help, reach out. There's people here to hear you. As you guys know, it's October. It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So support anybody. We've all been affected by cancer one way or another in our lives, whether it's through someone we know or someone we know that we know. But even that connection it's too many people being affected by the disease. So either one of those things, speak out, get help. We're all here in this together.
Yep. And I went out the wrong side of the mall, so I got to go back through.
Oh my God.
I think you said it last time, Sheik. Like great body. The brain sometimes just the decision making.
Wait, can we take 5 seconds of silence?
Wrapped up in my brain between this district wrestling show and workouts. That's about all the space I have. Where I parked my car is this thing furthest from my mind.
I want to take 5 seconds. 5 seconds of silence just to stare at you. God, he's beautiful. All right.
There it is.
This beautiful man. Beautiful man.
There
Oh, there we go.
Shredded. Dude shredded.
$1 billion body, baby.
Basically natural. Basically clean.
Basically
clean.
Yeah. Cleaner than the motor oil you put in your cars.
Hey, absolutely. Hey, I'm not judging over here. Guy looks great. You guys are killing it. Thank you so much for joining us again. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us on, guys. Jensen, hopefully we'll see you Sunday.
Yeah. I'll definitely let you know. And if not this Sunday, I assure you I will be there at some time in the future. Absolutely. Just
November 27th is our next one. November 27th.
You know what? That one's real possible because I without getting into it, I'll probably be free around that time of the month. Actually,
hey,
so I'll probably be.
Get your turkey, get your wrestling.
Yep.
Nothing's
also,
more American than Thanksgiving
give
wrestling.
A shout out to our guys over at Tapped Out Podcast. They've been doing a lot of advertising for us up. They love the show. They came to the first one.
They don't even speak about indie shows. They don't even talk about indie shows.
The one host, Myron, it's his birthday this Sunday, so we're putting them up. They're gonna have a great time, coming to get drunk. And yeah, they don't talk about indie shows. They only talk about the mainstream TV shows. So the fact that they're putting us over every week tells you something about Championship District Wrestling, is that you need to tune in, watch, and subscribe to our YouTube so we can monetize that motherfucker.
That's right, baby.
Guys, we appreciate it. It is Championship District Wrestling. It is Sunday, October 16th. Under this video, you can check the link out. There will be a link to the Eventbrite. There will be a link to the YouTube page and the socials as well. Watch it when it hits on YouTube a couple days after the show. If you're in the area, the Atlanta, Georgia area, go check it out. Go support these guys. They're always very kind to us. We appreciate you guys coming on. You guys enjoy your week. Have a good show on Sunday, and we'll be right back here on the Spotlight, everybody.